I'm pleased to be joined by T.J Otzelberger, the head coach of the Iowa State Cyclones. T.J., so happy you're with us here. What's the best part about being the head coach at Iowa State?
Iowa State's a place that means so much to me, to our family. My wife played at Iowa State. I grew up in coaching at Iowa State. And so to have the opportunity to lead the program in a place that means so much to you, that we love the people, we love raising our family in Central Iowa, and we just believe that's such a great fit. So tremendous amount of thankfulness and gratitude we have to lead the Cyclones.
You have cracked a certain code here. You have been able to take this job and have a very good team every single season you've been there. You projected to do it again. Iowa State has not been a place that has been traditionally able to bring in, high-end 5 stars and would not, from the outside looking in, this is just me speaking here, be a program that would be guaranteed year after year after year. It's had some good years, but you are in the midst of what could become one of the better runs in the history of the program. What have you been able to do to ensure success and really implement your vision from day one, heading into year 5 here?
We've been fortunate to have tremendous continuity in our coaching staff. We have tremendous coaches who work every day, invest in the young men in our program, and they do such a great job at leading and implementing a plan of success for our guys. And then, we know the guys. We're fortunate to be an assistant at Iowa State for the last 3 head coaches, which is a very unique variable. And to have that variable and be able to know what type of players fit and work at Iowa State. It becomes very clear to us in the recruiting process who the right young men are. And I think as long as you have the right people that really want to be at your place, that love your place, and that do the hard work every single day, and you can play together as a team, anything's possible. And we've been really fortunate the young men up to this point have honored those commitments and worked extremely hard.
All right, you know what you're looking for when you get the team together, not just in the summer, but particularly September, October. It really ramps up and revs up. You obviously just had the scrimmage against Creighton. What are you seeing here early on that gives you confidence, indications that this next season is going to be a lot like the ones that we've seen so far?
Well, we've got terrific young men in our locker room, and our guys they have a tremendous sense of pride in our program. We have great leaders. We're fortunate to return essentially 4 starters from our team at the end of the season and 5 returning players, which is so pivotal at this stage in college basketball. And those guys care about our team winning. And so we were able to, in our first scrimmage exhibition against Creighton, give a lot of guys opportunities to see what they're doing. We were able to play 4 or 5 freshmen. We're able to look at some younger guys. And right now we're eagerly awaiting the return of Tamin Lipsey, who's been our leader, who's been the lifeblood of our program, and seemingly he should be back in the next week to 10 days. So he's right on schedule, he's right on track, and having Tamin Lipsey, having truly what I believe is the best point guard in college basketball for what we value and what we look for, that gives you tremendous confidence in what you can accomplish.
So every indication at this point here is that Lipsey will be available to play in the season opener.
Absolutely. That's he's right on schedule. He's done a great job with his recovery, and we're excited for his return.
How is he wired, and what is it about him that gives you the confidence? Obviously, he's your guy. You're going to say that he is such a tremendous point guard, but also obviously a two-way player.
His leadership and character starts out with everything, and you could see that with how he plays. So when that character shows up offensively, he's doing a great job commanding the offense, taking care of the ball, getting guys the shots they need, living in the paint. And then defensively, he's the head of the snake. He's the guy that, when our defense is at its best, he's coming after you. He's into the basketball. He's generating turnovers. And as great as he is on each side of the ball, whether it's making plays on one side or the other, his greatest attribute is being able to shift the momentum of the game. When something isn't going your way, he makes a big play to change that course of momentum. He's done that time and time again for us.
I was talking with an NBA guy, though, earlier this week, and he thinks that, Joshua Jefferson, he said, listen, when I watch him play, I think, his NBA ceiling is the best of anyone on this team, and I think that he can grow into Iowa State's best player. Transparency, we're going to release our top 100 players list soon here, and I've got Lipsey inside my top 15 because I think he's going to be awesome. But Jefferson I have placed highly as well. What are you seeing from his advancement here as he gets ready for another season to make that pop? And obviously, he's going to have to be a guy whose role increases all the more to keep yourselves, in that top 3, top 4 conversation in the league.
Yeah, Jefferson at the end of last season, we put the ball in his hands more. We had some injuries, and he showed what he could do as a playmaker. So up to this point, he hasn't been counted on as one of the primary options, and that's something that we're really confident he can do. He's a dynamic playmaker, both in transition when he gets a rebound, but I think his greatest gift is his interior passing. He's able to get the ball at the elbows off the block and make teammates better, and then do all that. And somebody that gets a lot of rebounds, somebody that poses a matchup problem, an extremely high IQ basketball player. So Joshua brings a ton to the table, and we know he can step up in this new capacity and deliver for us.
Milan's game, how has it expanded, or what growth are we expecting to see from him? What have you tangibly seen, TJ, over the past 2 months, particularly where he's hitting that on ramp and should be able to make an even bigger impact?
Yeah, what's exciting for Milan is the opportunity he has to be like this unconscionable shooter, right? Like from anywhere at any time. And we saw last year for Curtis Jones in our program when he was able to have that responsibility, how his confidence grew and he continued to elevate himself. So in that same regard, that's a step for Milan, right? He knows that's what our team needs. And as much as, yes, it's important for him to get rebounds and it's important for him, to be a great help defender, and all those things are true. We want Milan to be like the most high energy, excited, enthusiastic, hunting threes, hunting perimeter shots on every opportunity he can get.
Okay. Just a random assortment of questions here. Who is the player, anyone, it can be one of the most important ones to guys who still have to establish their roles, but who's the guy that it kind of has the most infectious personality, kind of brings the most liveliness to the team?
Well, I think for us, Nate Heisey, who last year came off the bench majority there, started at the end of the year, he has a gravity to his personality to give our team an edge and a chip on the shoulder that we really need. And then that really kind of cultivates our whole brand of basketball and what we do. And so he has that energy that when he's at his best, we had some games late in the year last year and even one early against Marquette, we put him on Cam Jones, who we respect as one of the best guards in all of college basketball. He did a great job. And so he has the ability to transform us from being a good team and taking us to that next level more by his personality, his aggressiveness, and then, putting together that style of play.
Oftentimes when, getting to do this job and getting to know and talk and interview with players, I always love getting to meet, 18, 19, 20, 20-year-olds and every so often just meeting someone who's just the way they think is a little bit different, or just really good conversations. Who's someone, it could be anyone we've talked about, but just who's someone on this team who you just love having conversations with? It can be nothing to do with basketball. You just, it's always the way their mind kind of works, gets you going and you're intrigued by.
Yeah, I think Joshua Jefferson is somebody that's extremely intelligent, high IQ, and having conversations with him, I learned some things from him, how he sees things, how he sees teammates, how things fit together. I lean on him a lot for chemistry things and how to put our team together, what he sees out there on the court. And so he's very bright. His perspective is certainly different than mine, but which is great because I think, we can bring something to the table for him. He can do that for us, and together we can make each other better.
I ranked you low last year going into the season. I don't know if you ever saw it, but I was wrong. So I'm here to tell you that I was wrong. I don't know if that was a motivating piece for you or not as well. I don't know if you give a damn about the rankings, but I wasn't going to sit here and interview and not because I'll tell you what, your fan base, it was you and Auburn that I ranked low, and they came after me with a fire. So I'm atoning for that now, a year removed from it.
No, and look, I think for us, like you mentioned earlier, right, we're striving for a relentless level of consistency. We want to be a team every year that's in the hunt. We understand what, the pluses, the minuses, the challenges, the things in front of us, but we want to be a team every year that has an integrity and is in the picture. And there's certainly going to be years you're able to stay healthier, your chemistry hits a little better, you win a few timely games and things can go your way. And hopefully what we can do is over time establish that consistency where year in and year out when people look at our program, they say, we have a pretty strong feeling Iowa State's going to be good again. We don't know if good's going to be this, but we have a trust that good's going to be this, and that's really what we're working for.
All right. We'll end on this, a little bit of a lighter note here. People look at you, they look at me. I mean, listen, the upper body, it's got serious work to do, okay? And I know you get asked every so often, like, it's the most jacked coach. Like, I'm going there, people, okay? Just accept it. What's the workout regimen here? And what, like, are you getting up and just, tossing iron at 5:15 in the morning? Like, when are you getting it in? How many, by the way, if I asked you to do, how many push-ups in a row could you do right now? What do you think you can get to?
I don't know. I haven't tried. I don't know the exact answer to that. I do take a tremendous sense of pride in keeping the same schedule every single day. I think as you study people who are successful, consistency seems to be the common denominator. So I take a lot of pride. Go to bed about the same time, wake up exactly the same time, and then immediately start with working out. And so for me, I get in the weight room. I run some sprints. I do yoga a few times a week. I think all of it is necessary and important to keep that edge mentally. I want our players to know we're asking a lot of them physically and what they do every single day. We practice in the morning, but I also want them to know that we're going to lead by example. Our actions are going to speak louder than their words, and we're going to do that first and then ask them to do it second.
You led me right into what I was going to say. You on a certain level, like, you actually think there's connective tissue between like how you comport yourself physically, working out, and, just so that they can see a coach who's dedicated to a certain lifestyle, and then that it can translate down to the program as well.
I think the intentionality of that is extremely important, and I do think it has a direct correlation to our product on the court. I think it's important that the things I tell our players matter, that at all times I look like that, I act like that, I walk like that, I talk like that. And so there's no one in our program more accountable than me, and I look forward each year to trying to elevate that standard.
I appreciate that, TJ. By the way, as you would expect, just button up, the consummate professional, but I want people to know he's a great guy to just talk with, hang, good conversationalist as well. So I like seeing the different shades of T.J. Otzelberger. Appreciate you joining the Eye on College Basketball podcast, TJ.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Matt.
Yep.